For the final project, we are going to implement an active reinforcement learning as an extension to the PA3. So in the original PA3, we implement an MDP algorithm which is basically a model-based algorithm to compute the the optimal policy for the robot to perform on the map. So let's look at the original MDP first. So basically, in the original MDP algorithm, we have all these map and robot relative informations in our file. So which includes like the probabilities to move forward, the probabilities to move backward, and so on, and all these walls and pits and goals, which we have all those informations in mind. And so in the iteration, in each iteration it performs, we basically have a map of value and policy, and in each cell of those maps. So like in the value map, in each cell it contains like the reward for that cell, and in each iteration we loop through all the cells and perform to basically find the optimal value for each cell and update it. So basically we use the probability of moving, for directions, and compute the reward and the discount reward for that movement, and finally find out which movement is the best policy for that cell. And let's see what's the outcome for the original MDP algorithm. So let's see what's the generated video for that. So as you can see, with that, like the threshold and the maximum iteration number for the MDP algorithm, but it will finally converge to constant value, constant policies for each cell, and after several iterations, so it becomes like constant, and which is finally the optimal policy for the model-based algorithm. So which is very good for us to use if we know the model of the map and the robot. And after that, let's see what is the active reinforcement learning algorithm, which is basically like the model-free algorithm. Let's see what's there. So in this case, we are pretend like we do not know all those probabilities to move, and which means after we instruct the robot to make a specific movement, we actually don't know which cell it will finally, falls in. And so in this case, we set Q value in each cells. We set 4 Q values correspond to each movement for each cell. So we have 4 values in each cell, which basically we set 0 in the initialization. And after that, in each iteration, we for each movement, for example, the up movement, we first generate a random number, and we pretend this random number to determine, although the instruction is move up, and we use this random number to determine which cell it finally falls in. And after that, for this movement, the Q value corresponds to 8. We can find the updated Q value based on the reward and the discount reward for that destination cell. And we use the 0.2 as the learning rate to make it smooth, to try to make it stable after several iterations. And let's see what happens with this algorithm. Okay, let's see what's happening here. So in the video generated by this active reinforcement learning algorithm, it actually keeps, moving, and the policy keeps changing since the outcome of each movement is not definite, and it will vary based on the probabilities. So since this is a model-free uh, learning algorithm, so we basically try to make the optimal policy based on the process of learning the actual performance of the robot and the map. So although it keeps changing a little bit, but it finally will kind of like converge to a constant policy, and which basically will end up with similar with model-based algorithm, MDP algorithm. So which is, in this case, the model-free algorithm will definitely be useful in the real place, since we don't always know what the real outcome of the robot